Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodle 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 doo. Subscribe if you're interested. It is Criterion season, and what I mean by that is Barnes & Noble right now, they're having that 50% off Criterion titles. So I figured, why not theme some of my random rankings to Criterion? Like, just specifically pulling from my Criterion collection, my own personal Criterion collection. So what I've done here, I've set them over here to the side of me. And then I'm going to pick out 3 movies at random and then rank them based on whatever criteria we come up with. Now, what I have over here are just the movies I've seen, so I guess the criteria will be like the film itself. But I'm thinking maybe for future ones, I might add the blind buys that I haven't seen and include that, and maybe we'll rank them based off of cover art because Criterion Collection films have amazing cover art. But anyway, let's get to picking these 3 movies. Okay, eyes shut, so I don't know what I'm looking at. 1, 2. Oh, what is this one? This one feels wide. And then, do I even need to shut my eyes? I don't think so. 3. Ooh, okay. What do we got here? All right, actually, I've pulled this one before for other rankings. Okay. All right, I think we got some good ones here. All right, so first we have Spinal Tap. Now this is one that I feel like I've pulled quite a bit for my other random rankings, but since we're doing one that is specifically for Criterion Collection, I guess we can consider it. Nah, I don't know. How do I want to? We're gonna talk about the movie. Again, whatever criteria bubbles up. But when I'm thinking of Spinal Tap, I'm thinking of the Christopher Guest movie that's not Christopher Guest's movie, right? Because this is Rob Reiner who directed this. And for some reason, like, I like Christopher Guest's movies, but for some reason this one never really fully connected with me. And I think maybe I need to give it a rewatch because it has been many years since I've watched it. And I think maybe now that I'm older, I might like it more because this was something that my dad showed me when I was young, and maybe, I don't know, like at the time I was watching MTV and stuff, so I feel like I was getting it, you know, like VH1 Behind the Music and all of that. But I feel like it would maybe resonate with me a little bit more. This is like, I feel like did this get wet or something? This looks like it got wet. Maybe I bought it that way because I'm pretty sure I got this from a pawn shop years ago. But I just feel like this quality here just looks like it got wet. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so Spinal Tap just never fully connected with me. But now that I watched this before I fell in love with Christopher Guest movies. So maybe that's the reason. Maybe it's because I watched this beforehand. But now that I really love Christopher Guest movies, maybe if I go back to this, I will really like it, because I don't think I've seen it since I started watching Christopher Guest movies. Who is in it, by the way? These go to 11. But yeah, maybe this would connect with me more. I hope so. And yes, this is Criterion Collection. I don't know if they're if this has been updated or not to a Blu-ray or 4K. I know it's not on 4K, but maybe they've updated it to Blu-ray, and I probably should get a better copy because this one is pretty ratty. Okay, next we have Do the Right Thing with Spike Lee, and look, he signed it right there. I had the chance to meet Spike Lee for a screening. It was the 25-year anniversary screening of Do the Right Thing, and got to meet him after the film, and he signed this for me. What else? I think I had, is it? Okay, actually, now I remember. So what I did was I pulled the sleeve out, because you always want them to sign the sleeve right here rather than the case, because the case you can get anywhere, right? So I pulled that out, and I put it in a sketchbook that I have. And then I opened the sketchbook and then had it there, and I was like, would you mind signing this? And then he signed it, and then he moved this off of the sketchbook and also signed a page of my sketchbook. And the sketchbook I was just using as like a hard surface for him to write on. But I didn't tell him what I wanted him to do, so I remember him like pulling up the insert here, and he was just kind of like, okay. Just like, I guess I'll sign this sketchbook also, which is not what I intended, but it's cool because I just have a blank sheet of paper with Spike Lee's name on it somewhere around here. Um, but this is, I wanted it more so on here. But yeah, this is a great movie. When did I first watch this? I don't, was it? It might have been the screening. I'm trying to think if I watched this movie beforehand. That might have been for the 25-year anniversary. That might have been my first viewing of it, which was in a theater, like a palace style theater. Um, which, if you're going to watch a movie that's no longer in theaters, it's really cool when you have a chance to uh, see them when they are playing rarely in the theater. So I was lucky enough to do that. It was a great screening. He did a Q&A afterwards, and that was pretty good as well. Um, and yeah, then I got to meet him afterwards, and that was really cool. So yeah, really strong movie. I love his filmmaking style, how like artistically done it is. I mean, even like when you look at like this, I feel like has like a strong stylized aesthetic to it. But when you look at something like Malcolm X, which he also directed, that one I think feels a little bit more mainstream in the style, but then he'll have these moments where it doesn't. And it is very artfully done. And I really love when he does that, like in Black Klansman, when, uh, gosh, what was the lead character's name? I can't think of his name right now, but Washington's character. He's playing Denzel's son. Gosh, I can't think of his first name. Denzel Washington's son's character. When he's talking about movies, right? Isn't that what he's doing? I think he's talking about movies, and then like movie posters like will pop up. Like I just love when Spike Lee does stuff like that because he's a very artful director. Normally we're talking about the content, maybe the storyline, but I really like his formal decisions when he's making movies as well. And this one's a great one. Okay, next we have The Blob, and this is DVD. Actually, all of these are DVD today. So let's see, The Blob. I like the remake maybe more, but this is a very good movie too. It's kind of like that atomic age monster movie. We got Steve McQueen here looking old but playing a young guy. Maybe he was young, but he just kind of has an older face. He has like those lines right there are thick on him. But yeah, I don't know. I've kind of always liked The Blob. I don't know. I don't know why. Just maybe the word The Blob. I saw these movies very young, so maybe that's why. So they just kind of connected and kind of stuck with me. But slime was big in the 90s, so The Blob, slime, all of that. But I think I mean, I definitely watched is it 86, 87 movie more, but this one, is a classic, an undeniable classic. So let's rank these movies. How are we gonna do it? I think what I'm gonna do, again, I do need to rewatch Spinal Tap because honestly, I'm pretty now that I'm thinking about how I watched it before watching Christopher Guest movies, I think there's a possibility that I actually could really like it because I'm like maybe used to that style more or something. I don't know, but I want to go back. But right now, it did not connect with me so much, so I'm going to put Spinal Tap there at the end. Um, Do the Right Thing, fantastic movie, great formal decisions, um, and also like meeting Spike Lee was awesome. That was really cool. And then next, second is The Blob. I like the Blob movies. If this was the 80s Blob, maybe it would be number one because I have a really strong connection to that movie more so than the original. Blob. But with this one, I gotta put second. Do the Right Thing, miles um, above these other two. But again, I need to rewatch Spinal Tap. Maybe I like Spinal Tap more these days. Anyway, again, we have in order, Do the Right Thing, then The Blob, followed by This is Spinal Tap. So my question to you is, have you seen these movies? And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all three, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.